Live from New York, it's Saturday Night!
Cornelius Crane Chevy Chase was born on October 8, 1943, in New York City to an affluent and culturally influential family. His mother, Kathleen Parker, was a concert pianist and librettist, while his father, Edward Tinsley Chase, was a noted book editor and magazine writer. The family's wealth and social standing gave Chevy access to elite educational institutions and artistic exposure from an early age. However, his childhood was also marked by emotional struggles. His parents divorced when he was 4 years old, and he later described his stepfather as physically abusive, a traumatic experience that shaped his cynical sense of humor and distrust of authority figures. Chase's lineage included connections to the Vanderbilt family, and he was even named after his grandfather, Cornelius Vanderbilt Crane. His nickname Chevy was bestowed by his grandmother, inspired by the medieval English ballad, The Ballad of Chevy Chase. Though surrounded by privilege, Chase would often position himself as a class clown and an outsider, resisting expectations and leaning toward satire as a defense mechanism. Education and early talent. Chase attended several prestigious schools, including Riverdale Country School and the Stockbridge School in Massachusetts. Later, he enrolled at Haverford College but transferred to Bard College, where he earned a BA in English. At Bard, he honed his performance skills through music, satire, and writing. A talented musician, he played drums and keyboards in various bands and was considered for membership in the band Steely Dan. During these formative years, Chase developed a sharp sense of comedic timing and a taste for the absurd. His early comedic sensibilities were influenced by slapstick legends like Buster Keaton and satirists like Peter Sellers. He also began experimenting with skits, impersonations, and musical comedy. From National Lampoon to Saturday Night Live, Chevy Chase's career in entertainment began not on television, but through the underground comedy scene and radio. He became part of Channel One, a comedic ensemble that eventually led him to write for and perform on the National Lampoon Radio. Alongside talents like John Belushi, Gilda Radner, and Bill Murray, he helped create a new, irreverent tone in American humor. In 1975, Chase became a household name as one of the original cast members of Saturday Night Live SNL. His signature role as the anchor of Weekend Update introduced a new kind of news satire, blending dry delivery with political barbs. His impression of then-President Gerald Ford, characterized by clumsy falls and exaggerated mishaps, became iconic, even though Chase bore no resemblance to Ford. His biting sarcasm and innovative approach made him the breakout star of the first season. He was the first person to utter "Live from New York, it's Saturday night," a tradition that continues to this day. However, conflicts over creative control and his rising fame led him to leave the show after just one season, although he made several guest appearances afterward. Hollywood's success and the rise of a comedy star, Chase transitioned smoothly into film with his debut in Foul Play 1978, co-starring Goldie Hawn. His comedic charm and improvisational talent stood out, earning him a Golden Globe nomination. Over the next decade, Chase dominated the comedy box office. In Caddyshack 1980, he played Ty Webb, a smooth-talking golfer whose eccentricity contrasted sharply with Bill Murray's manic groundskeeper and Rodney Dangerfield's brash humor. The film's anarchic style became a defining characteristic of 1980s comedy. His role as Clark Griswold in National Lampoon's Vacation 1983 further cemented his status. The film, written by John Hughes and directed by Harold Ramis, captured the chaos and optimism of American family life with hilariously tragicomic results. Chase's portrayal of the idealistic yet perpetually failing father struck a chord, leading to sequels that became holiday staples. Other successful films included Fletch 1985, where Chase portrayed an awesomely cracking investigative reporter with multiple disguises and identities. The role showcased his range, combining slapstick, sarcasm, and narrative wit. Spies Like Us 1985 and Three Amigos 1986, where he starred alongside Dan Aykroyd, Steve Martin, and Martin Short, maintained his status as a leading man in comedy. Challenges and career decline. Despite a successful run in the 1980s, the 1990s were turbulent. Films like Nothing But Trouble 1991, Memoirs of an Invisible Man 1992, and Cops and Robertsons 1994 failed both critically and commercially. His 1993 late-night talk show, The Chevy Chase Show, was canceled after 5 weeks due to poor ratings and negative reviews. These setbacks were compounded by personal struggles, including substance abuse. Chase entered rehab in the mid-1980s for an addiction to painkillers, which had reportedly started due to chronic back pain. He has also publicly acknowledged treatment for alcoholism and depression. His difficult reputation began to overshadow his talent. Reports of clashes with directors, castmates, and crew circulated widely. Notably, during his brief return to SNL as a guest host, he was banned from future appearances due to offensive comments and behavior. Late career revival and legacy in the 2000s. Chase appeared in smaller roles and cameo appearances, often satirizing his former persona. In 2009, he joined the cast of NBC's Community, playing Pierce Hawthorne, the character of bigoted, egotistical, but ultimately pathetic older man served as a meta commentary on Chase's public image. While his performance was well received, tensions on set, particularly with showrunner Dan Harmon and cast members like Donald Glover, led to his departure before the show's conclusion. Glover later stated that Chase's behavior stemmed from insecurity about becoming irrelevant. In a changing comedic landscape, despite the controversies, Chase's influence on comedy remains profound. His pioneering work on SNL helped set the stage for generations of comedians. Films like Vacation and Fletch are regularly cited as comedy classics. Personal life: Chevy Chase has been married 3 times. His first 2 marriages ended in divorce, but since 1982, he has been married to Janie Luke. Together, they have 3 daughters and live in upstate New York. In recent years, Chase has focused on his family and health, appearing at fan conventions and in occasional interviews reflecting on his career, influence, and cultural impact. Chevy Chase helped shape modern American comedy. His style, witty, sarcastic, and physically expressive, blended intellectual humor with slapstick, creating a unique voice that resonated across generations. Though often controversial, his work has inspired comedians, writers, and actors. He remains a symbol of a comedic era that valued boundary-pushing satire, character-driven storytelling, and absurdism. His legacy is both complex and enduring, marked by brilliance, turbulence, and undeniable innovation.